We're back. Remember, it is incredible.pm. Just go to that URL, go to that website, and you will be here. This is episode 3. Welcome back. Hope you guys have your snacks. No, I'm not Etho, playing Minecraft. I'm a boring math teacher this time on YouTube. No, I don't. Let's not talk about what I am. Am I a mathematician wannabe truck driver? I don't know. But let's do session 3. All right. So we have ors now. So basically, I want to prove that A or B is true, just given A and B. Well, turns out that I don't need both of those, I just need one of them. Ta-da! That one's easy. Let's do the second one. Wait a minute, what? We're seriously, we're about to do the exact same proof, except that we just won't have the B hanging around. So, yeah. Let's do that again. There we go. So the nice thing about ors is that if you're trying to prove one, it's easy. But that means that the other way around means that if you have one, it's not necessarily going to be that easy. So we'll see how that works. So if you have B, A or B works, but you have to have the dot on the right side. So basically, okay, so I'm going to explain this. This is an OR proving block. There's 2 of them because to prove an OR, you can decide whether you want to prove the left side or the right side. It doesn't matter, but the way they have this set up is they needed 2 different blocks for it. So that's all it is. This is just proving an OR. So if B is true, then that means A or B is true, is basically all it's saying. This is saying if you have A, then A or A is true. So I could actually use either of these blocks and it would work, because all you need is one side to be true. Right? So as long as A is true, then A or A is true. It doesn't matter if you were talking about the right A or the left A. And in this case, it really, yeah, not just to prove it, it didn't matter what A or you're talking about, but in this case, since both sides are A, then I could prove it either way, just given that same thing. So if A or B is true, then that means B or A is true. So we're basically going to prove commutativity of OR, but I'm going to have to use a block right here, which breaks apart an OR. Now this is more complicated, but it should be intuitive. Like, you should look at this, and if you think about it long enough, you should be like, yes, that makes perfect sense. Because if you really think about it, let me show you. So I'm gonna hook up the OR. Okay. So what is this gonna prove? Well, we don't even know yet. But so it could basically prove anything you want. Okay. But let me just show you something. Whatever you're proving, notice how the P3 here, that just means that it's a proposition, and it says it's just using 3 to uniquely identify it. Notice how this 3, and this 3 are all the same thing. So that means if let's say I was proving like C, okay? If I was trying to use this to prove C here, then that means this thing would also be a C, and this thing would also be a C. But all 3 of these things are the same thing, is all I'm saying. Okay? So all 3 of these are actually going to be end up being the same proposition. Why are there 3 of them? Well, that has to do with the fact that we're using these for assumptions. So when you have A or B, you have to both prove that when you assume A, you can prove the thing. And you have to prove that if you just have B, you can prove the thing. You get what I'm saying? That way it's true, whatever this is, it's going to be true regardless of whether A or B is true. So it's not just dependent on one of them. Get it? So it breaks, this block breaks apart an OR, which I told you is going to be more complicated than since it's so easy to do it the other way around. So A or B. Okay, we want to prove B or A, right? Well, let's pick one. Let's just pick one. Let's just prove B. All right. So if we assume B, well, we can just prove B directly, right? And then to prove B or A, obviously that's easy because you can just say, well, the first one's assumed, so B is proven. But we still need to prove, given A, that B is true. And we know that A or B is true. And we are assuming A. So we need to prove that hold on a second. Something's not right. Oh, I don't know what I'm thinking. This is the this is the wrong way to do it. Okay. This is the wrong way to do it because obviously, yeah, that doesn't make sense. We're going to connect this like that. Delete that. And there we go. Okay, that's what I was looking for. So independently given an A and then independently given a B, both cases we're just going to directly prove that B or A is true, which obviously is true because each one is one of them or the other. So there we go. Click and click. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. The way I was doing, what I had before did not make any sense. So do you guys get that though? I'm breaking apart this OR into 2 cases, the top and the bottom. The top assumes an A and asks you to prove the final case using just that. And the bottom, well, not just that, but it doesn't let you use the assumption on the bottom. And the bottom assumes B, but it doesn't let you assume the A, which is on the top. So you have to prove, you only get one of the 2 things in each case, and both of them have to prove the same thing. And once you do that, then this whole block says, okay, you've achieved everything, you've fulfilled all the requirements of proving the final result. So let's keep going. All right, so A or B or C is basically the associativity property, A or B or C. So obviously what we're trying to do here is break apart an OR. Otherwise you can't really, like, that's the only thing you can really do at this level is like break it apart. And then obviously we want to construct an OR here, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're just proving one side or the other, because just given this, you know, anything could be true and false, and this could just be true because of the C. You know, so the C, well, let's see. If the C is true, that would prove this, and that would also imply that the A, B, or C is true. And if the A is true, that would imply this, and if the B was true, that anything would imply this, which means yeah, so none of those so the C, the fact, yeah. We're not going to end up just using one of these, because this could be true only because the left side or only because the right side, so therefore one of these is not going to be good enough. So I think we're going to end up doing this and just having two longer proofs kind of in the middle. So we're going to prove the same thing obviously here, but we're going to be given A on one side and B or C on the other side. Now obviously to use this, since we don't have it over here, we're going to have to break apart that again, right? So we might as well make that long, because I'm pretty sure since this could be false or this could be false, we can't break this. We can't just prove one of these dots. So that means I'm going to end up just connecting it to the end here. And then the things that I get to assume here are A and C. Okay, so in this case, we've proven the right side, right? Oops. But in this case, we've proven the left side, but only after we've shown that we've proven the right side of the left side. So if we connect this here, then we know that we've proven something or B, right? Which is the left side. This is where we get the variables kind of involved here. That's the left side of that one, right? So we've proven the left side of this one. So let's just do two left sides in a row. I think should work. There we go. You guys understand that? Oh man. So this is literally right here. The shape of this globular thing right here is the definition of the reason that associativity holds for the OR statement according to our logic system, our propositional calculus. That's why we can move these parentheses from here to here, because of all this. That is what we state is the proof, the reason. If A and B are true, then A or B is true. That's really easy because we can break apart the and then just use the proof of one side to show that it's true. So we'll just say, oh, because A is true, then that's true. Okay, that's easy. Okay, this is getting into those, I forgot whose laws these are called, but it's like distributing the OR of the C. Yeah, so given this OR, I don't know what I'd want to prove from it, but I know that I can assume in one case A and B, and in the other case I have C. In which case, I guess we'll just prove the end result. So I end up having to prove these two things, which are very similar. But I need to prove both of them in each case. Right? So I need to prove A and C and B and C, and A and C and, or B or C. These are ORs. Okay, so in this case it proves the right of both. And this is going to be weird because even though this is like in a sense an ambiguous block, you can't connect this to both. See? This is where type theory kind of comes in. This is not a generalized block. Even though you could think of this block as saying anything or C, it doesn't actually mean that. It actually means a specific thing or C once it's applied. So we actually have to use 2 of them, which is, that's fine. But that's kind of the philosophy you start delving into when it comes to type theory and stuff like that. Is you have this really cool, like this idea of meta functions. So here we have A or C, B or C. A and B are both true. Let's split that apart. Okay. And then both of these prove a left side. Which again, these could kind of be the same thing, saying something on the left or C implies, yeah. But they're probably more, yeah. Anyway, there you go. I'm just connecting dots now. Similar to the last one, except now we're distributing the ands. Are these like, what are they called? De Morgan's laws or something? I think is what it was called. Let's break apart the and since it gives us a strong assumptions here. These are not separated. They are both complete assumptions we can use anywhere we want. We have the or, and then let's see, what are we trying to prove here? We can assume A and we can assume B, but we want to prove that either A and C is true or B and C is true. So in the top case, we're going to be proving the left side, and in the bottom case, we'll be proving the right side since that has the B. Okay. And now we just need to AND those with the C's. So A, and then C. And then here we have the AND B and C. Oops. That's weird. Okay. Then we have B, and then we have another C that we have to use. There you go. That's proven. Woo, now we got some implies going on here. So A implies C and B implies C implies that A or B implies C. And I think you could even go further to say, you could even put an and here. Oh, but this is actually more general. So this is a stronger proof anyway. Let's see here. Let's see here. So to construct this, what assumption do we get? We get A or B. And then we have the and here, which gives us 2 nice things. A implies C and B implies C. So we have A or B. We also have A implies C and B implies C. And then we have something that we can split the A implies B with. And then that gives us an A in one case and a B in the other case. And what are we trying to prove? C's. So we have everything that we need because we just combine the functions. So let's put the A up here and the B at the bottom. A up here. Whoop, that's bad. It gives you like a death symbol. I think that's kind of funny. And then that proves C. There you go. So in the case that A is true, then you can assume, how do I say this? In the case that A is true, which is here, we already know that A implies C is true, so we can use that to prove C. And in the case that B is true, we already know that B implies C is true, because we know that from here. So then we can prove C. So in both cases, C is proven, so therefore we get that. Phew. A or B implies C, and then we have A implies C and B implies C. Does that even make sense? I'm trying to think about how that makes sense. So if either of them imply, this is saying, oh yeah, so this is saying that if either one is true, which is actually a stronger statement than putting an and here. It's saying all it takes is one of these to be true, and you know C, which yeah, that's the same as this. It's saying that both of them imply C independently because all it takes is just one. So I'm thinking you could do it with just breaking apart the or like this. Why? No, that doesn't make sense. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Something's not right. Something's not right. Something is not right. Because hold on a second. 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 Let me try something really quick. Okay. Let's do A's on top and B's on bottom like we usually do. But let's extend this out. Fit it. Oops, what did I just do? Right. Okay. Hold on a second. I'm trying to think here. What does it take to prove this thing? This is crazy. Okay, what? I am so confused. How? This is not an or. This thing... A or B implies C. Right? So X... So if you assume... Hold on. Looking at this block, and then looking at this, and then looking at this, right? Okay, so this is going to be confusing. So in each of these cases, I think I want to assume, I want this assumption thing here on the left to be A or B, right? The statement A or B. And then, let me get rid of this. No. Let me just put one of these up here, and then one of these down here, right? Oh my goodness, this is confusing. Okay, let me think about this for a second. This. I need to get rid of this. I need to get rid of this thing. How do you throw this out? Yeah, I need to get rid of that. Or what? Was that bad? Was that bad that I got rid of that? No, there's going to be two of them. A or C. What? Right? I'm trying to think here. This is really weird. Okay, so I don't know A or B, but the thing is, all I have to do is prove that given A or B, I can get C. No, I'm assuming that, or I have that. But, right? Given A or B independently. Then in each case, maybe this is how I have to do it. Maybe this is the mother piece. But then, does that make sense? Because don't I have to OR them together? Or does it... Wait a minute. Okay, I guess I'm going to get rid of these pieces. So... This is an AND. 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 Oh, maybe that's why I was confused. Okay, because I knew that this thing was two statements, but it's not an OR, it's an AND. Which means that I don't need a statement to separate them for me. I just need two independent functions just that are similar, but one deals with the A and one deals with the B. Right? So they're going to be similar, but there's not going to have to be one mother function thing that combines them. Right? And in each case, what is that loop thing? Why is it looping? Why is it doing that? That is so weird. Okay. Anyway, You guys get what I'm doing here? I am going to prove this top one and then this bottom one separately. So let's just look at this top one. So we have A implies C, and in order to prove that, we need to get C here. We're given an A, so this isn't an OR. This is not an OR. We can't assume. Oh, I don't think we need these. I don't think so. I think what we can do is we can say we can assume an A and we can assume a B. Yeah, that's it. Right? And so an A is the left one. We prove C. B is the right one. We prove C. Using this again. Bam, that's it. Okay. So the one of the mistakes I made was I kept trying to use this to break apart the ORs or to create two cases or whatever, and I didn't need this at all. I didn't need that piece at all. This was the only, so I just needed to assume proof C with assuming A, and then proof C with assuming B, and just combine them with an and use this function to do it. Yep. One more. So we have A implies B or A implies C. So we know that just one of those two is true. And we need to prove that from that if A is true, then B or C is true. So I think this one we do split apart the OR. Whoops. Or I'm listening to, I don't know if you guys ever heard of her, Sharon DuBois. She does ASMR, and I wanted to actually show you guys at some point, but I guess it's good that I wait till the third video for actually accidentally clicked. But she has this video that I listen to on loop called the mic scratching. It's really good. Makes me like kind of sleepy, but at the same time I'm so used to listening to it that I actually can do this without getting sleepy. So but yeah, I'm listening to her like looping over and over again. I don't know, it's like a good video. It's called mic scratching. What's her channel? Her channel on YouTube is ASMR Glow. So yeah, that's who that was. Anyway, kind of awkward that I accidentally clicked on that, but I don't mind sharing it. She's cool. So how do we do this? Let's see here. So let's see. Hold on a second. Okay, is that good enough? Okay, I don't think we'd ever get to assume, or can we assume A? I'm trying to think here. To construct this thing, you sort of need to assume A. You sort of need one of these things. Oh, yeah. This'll work. This'll work. This'll work, this'll work, this'll work. B or C. B or C, and then this one's... Right. Okay, so then we combine these two, and then we get C. Right? And then we combine these two, and we get C. Or B, sorry. But both of those can prove their side or the OR. So, there you go. Prove the right side, prove the left side. Bam. Does that make sense? So, we break apart the OR. We say, well, in one case we're going to assume that A implies B, and in the other case we're going to assume that A implies C. And in both cases we need to prove that A implies the OR of B and C. Well, that's all you need, because you can break apart this function right here. Assuming A, you have the left side of the B. Assuming A here, you have the right side, which is the C. But in both cases, that you can prove that second result, which means you can prove the you can get that from each of these cases, and there you go. Yeah. So I think we're done. Is that it for the third episode? So yeah, we did all these. So episode 4, we have falses being introduced. So false. Fun. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and glad that you guys are watching my videos. And please keep up the support. I want to change the world. And yeah, I'm glad you guys are watching my videos. I appreciate the support, for real. If you guys think I should start a, I could really use the support. So if you guys think I could, I might wait till I actually get into some deeper software development stuff, but I want to get potentially some more financial support. I'm not making really anything sustainable from YouTube yet, particularly, but I do want to make some interesting, more professional, more in-depth videos. Not just Let's Plays, but some really good, interesting proofs and stuff. So, kind of like three blue, one brown, or what? 3 brown, 1 blue. Forgot his YouTube name. I like that guy, but I want to make videos like that too. So, yep. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in episode 4.